2020. Heap is talking about things that happened at this meeting in the Olympic Stadium, and she says the following. She's talking about the preparation of food for all the soldiers. Or maybe not the soldiers, but rather the guests. And she says, after the food was prepared, Bong 05 would check first before letting guests eat the food. Question, to check if there was any poison? Question, yes, when we transported the supplies, our forces were in charge. Checking what came in and out, as well as checking the toilets, were also our responsibility. A little further, 801 was in charge. Each of us almost fainted. We had to prepare food and tables for Pol Pot, and then we waited until he had finished the meal. Bong 05 dare not join the table with Pol Pot. He came to share a table with us. Do you know anything about fears within Division 801 that maybe soldiers or guests were going to be poisoned?
Answer, I do not know this particular point.
No problem, Mr. Witness. Another additional question on Division 801. Just now this morning, and I believe also in one of your WIs, you said that San, the number 2 of 801, at one point in time went to Division 920. Do you know anything about connections between Divisions 801 and 920, other than that they were both stationed in the northeast zone?
It is through my knowledge and recollection regarding the changes of the senior leadership within those divisions.
But let me ask it differently. Were there other examples of Division 801 people who went subsequently to become members of Division 920?
I do not have any example to give you regarding these changes.
Is it correct that Tassan or Bong 06 was replaced by someone who was called Kyu Sarum?
Please repeat your question.
Maybe my pronunciation isn't well. Do you know whether Tassan or Bong 06 was replaced by someone named Kyu Sarum?
I did not know as whom he replaced. I only knew that he was transferred from Division 801 to 920.
Have you ever heard of a person called Kyu Sarum?
No, that name does not ring a bell.
Have you ever heard of a person who was also having a ranking position within Division 801 called Ung Reng?
Yes, I know Ung Ran. I used to work with him.
What was Ung Ren's position?
During the Northwest battles, he used to be the deputy commander of Regiment 82.
Thank you. I will get back to Ung Ren shortly. Let me now turn to my next subject. What is it that you can tell us about the military situation in the Northeast Zone when it comes to Vietnam? Let me ask you first, General. What can you tell us about Vietnamese incursions into Cambodia, Mondulkiri and Ratanakiri? What can you say about Vietnam's military position toward Cambodia or Democratic Kampuchea at the time between 75 and 79? In other words, what can you tell us in general?
I cannot tell you the details of the event. What I know is that in between 1978 and 79 there were clashes along the border with Vietnam, and that area was the area where Division 801 was stationed.
And what can you tell us about these clashes? Who started those clashes? What exactly happened? Can you be a little bit more specific, please?
Allow me to expand this point a little bit. For example, when I stay at home and a cow actually comes into the area near my house, I will chase that cow away.
I would too, I'm sure. I think I know what you mean, Mr. Witness, but can you clarify, just to be sure that everybody understands what you mean? Who is the cow in your example?
Frankly speaking, I refer to other nationalities, in particular the Vietnamese, who carried arms into the territory of Cambodia. And the questions that we need to ask is, what is the purpose of carrying arms inside the territory of Cambodia, since they have their own country? And I hope you understand what I have just said.
I think I do, Mr. Witness. Let me read a few excerpts from other people's testimony. Again, reading an excerpt from Peep. Peep's testimony toward DC Chem. Mr. President, that is English ERN 010795520 and Khmer 00932017. Peep and Chamsey are asked the following question. At the time, we were fighting against the Vietnamese along the border, weren't we? Peep answers, yes. Question, in which year did the war break out? Peep, it was late in 1976. They came in step by step. Their spies came in first. And then Chamsey adds, they occupied along the border and the river. They wanted to give us this side of the river, not that side. At Utres, there is an island, the one near Uyadav. They gave us from that area to this side of the river, from the turn to Sesan River to here. The two-star general came for a meeting at Uyadav. A little further down, Mr. Witness, he's talking about negotiations using a map from presumably 1954 and the Vietnamese using a map from 1962. Does this somehow refresh your memory as to things that were happening with Vietnamese troops?
Regarding the testimony by Sai and Peep, and what I can say to that is that that is their own recollection, and to my understanding, Sai came from the battlefield in National Road, in Road 19, that is in Oya Dao, and he was part of Regiment 19 at the time.
Let me ask it more specifically. They said the war broke out in late 76. They came in step by step and their spies came in first. Is that correct what they're saying, or what is your knowledge about this, if any?
The reason Division 801 was reassigned to Ratanakiri, that is to the northeast zone, is because of the encroachment by Vietnamese, in particular in the area of the Bok.
I understand, but it seems that Chamsey and his wife are saying the Vietnamese came in step by step, and first their spies came in. Is that something that you know as well, or have you ever heard something like this?
As I stated, that is his recollection, and I cannot make any further comment on this.
There is a Division 920 soldier whom you presumably don't know, but who was given testimony as well to DC Chem, and he is saying that in the northeast region, it was the Vietnamese who started their attacks first. Is that something that you recall as well?
President, witness, please hold on, and International Deputy Co-Prosecutor, you have the floor.
Mr. President, it's not a way of putting questions. We do not have the name of the soldier, we do not have the reference, we do not have any quote. We have an extremely generic statement, and then he's pushing the witness to say something, whereas up until now he said that he did not know much about this subject. Even though the lawyer is trying to push him, he did say that he's speaking about the memories of other people. So first, you should put prior questions before putting a question that is so vague that allows none of the parties here to verify the sources and the veracity of what the soldier is saying. So I understand that the council wants to speed things up, but still, he should follow a proper method.
No problem, Mr. President. Maybe I'll just finish this line of question, but on the other hand, I see it's already almost 10:15. I can do it after the break if you like.
President, thank you, Council. Let me have a short break and resume at 10:30. And Mr. Witness, we have a short break. You should also rest as well and return to wherever you are now at 10:30. Witness, yes, thank you, Mr. President. The court is now in recess, says the President.